Hello there, welcome to the channel, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you guys how to scale your object. I'm going to show you how to scale your object. So yeah, let's get started. So first I'm going to create my index.html, and then I'm going to create my script.js, right? And then I'm going to copy the code from the previous lesson, so the lesson before this video, right? So I'm just going to copy the code of our rotation matrices, and if I run this, we should see our object rotating. Currently it's rotating along the Z because in our vertex shader, as you can see, we are multiplying our vec4 position with our Z rotation and its identity. Remember, we said an identity matrix simply means that even if you multiply a matrix by its identity, the output is going to be the exact same matrix. So whether we multiply this into the vertex shader like this, it won't change. It's still going to rotate along the Z because we have the Z rotation here. Cool. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about scaling. So what is scaling, right? So scaling means so basically to scale is to resize your object, right? How big or how small is your object? So that's scaling, right? That's scaling. So now so first let me show you how it's done. So first I'm gonna delete for X and Y, because now we only wanna view for one rotation, so we can see scaling properly. I'm just gonna leave the Z. Sorry, I'm just gonna leave the Z rotation. We're just gonna delete X and Y. All right, good. Yeah, we have the Z, and then I'm gonna delete X and Y. Delete X and Y. Delete X and Y. And then I'm going to come to my vertex shader and I'm going to delete X and Y. And then I'm going to change ID to scale, right? Then I'm going to say scale here. Scale, okay, cool. And then I'm going to delete X and Y here. Then I'm going to change ID to scale. Okay, and then here I'm gonna come here to my identity matrix and I'm gonna change it to my scale matrix. So your scale matrix is similar to your identity matrix, except your scale matrix takes in parameters for X, Y, and Z. So SX means scale X, SY means scale Y, SZ means scale Z, right? And then in your identity matrix where you have the ones, that's where you're gonna put your X, Y, and Z. So for the first one, you're gonna put SX. Oh my god, what happened? Yeah, you're gonna put SX, and then for the second Y, you're gonna put SY, and for the third one, you're gonna put SZ. So this is your scale matrix, right? Cool. Now we're gonna come here and then we're gonna change this. Since it was for ID, we're just gonna say this is scale matrix, right? Matrix. I'm gonna delete this and I'm gonna say scale, right? And then now we have to put in some values for X, Y, and Z, right? So I'm just gonna put in any value. So now I'm just gonna start with 0.5 for each. 0.5, 0.5, right? sorry, cool. And then here I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna say to be scale matrix. Is it scale matrix? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's fine. Okay, and then I'm just gonna delete this line. There's no need. And then if I run this, we should see our object scaling. Now there we go, our object has scaled, so it has shrinked in size. Because of here we're saying 0.5, 0.5. So if we play around with these numbers, let's make x1, then let's make y, maybe let's say 0.3, and let's see what happens. As you can see, our object has scaled. Now it looks like it's flat, but it's actually not flat. What happened is our x, it's scaled to 1, and our y, it's scaled to 0.3, and our z, it's still 0.5. So what happened is our object, it expanded in the x-axis, and then it shrunk down in the y-axis, and then in the z-axis it pushed it went back. Yeah, it pushed deep inside, like it shrinked in size. So if I increase z now, you're gonna see something. Right, I increase z to 1. Okay, nothing has changed. Let's say 2. Let's see what happens. Nothing changes. But ultimately, let's make this one 0.3 as well. Yeah, you see, that's what happens. So that's what you see, z, it shrinked a lot. So when we increase z, we are shrinking our object. So if we decrease it to make it 0.3 also, our object should, okay, it seems like changing z doesn't affect the object, but you can see that when we change x and y, it shrinks our object in different ways, right? It resizes our object in different ways. So that's how scaling works. You're just resizing your object, making it big and small, right? Cool. So now remember, like, what if we wanna scale, rotate? What if we wanna scale, rotate, and translate at the same time, right? So that means we want to scale, meaning resize our object. And we want to rotate, that means, you know, rotate around the z. We want to translate, meaning we want to move it. How could we achieve that? Well, then we have to create a matrix for translation. So in the previous lessons, I showed you guys how to translate our object in the vertex shader, where we created variables. We had one for the position at x and at y, and then we had we were using an attribute vec2, right? And we had to declare the speed and all those things. We made the DVD animation, right? So now I don't want to make the DVD animation. If you want to see it, go check out the previous videos. Now I'm just gonna create a function, right, called translate. So I'm gonna show you how to create a translate function, right? And it's similar to the scale, right? So we take in parameters as well. It takes in parameters as well. And then unlike the so we're gonna have 0, 0, and then unlike the translate, unlike the scale, you put your parameters at the bottom, so it's going to be tx, ty, and then tz, and then we have I think we have one here. I think that's the translate matrix. That's how it should look like. Oh, I forgot. All these values, they're supposed to be inside of the new, no, not the, it's return new float 32 array, and then we have our square brackets, and then we have our array. Cool. Yeah, this is how it should be. Okay, this is here supposed to be 1 here. Yeah. Okay, so this is our translate matrix, right? So obviously we're gonna come here in the vertex shader, and then we're gonna create another uniform mat form. We're gonna call it translate, and then we're gonna multiply it here in the vertex shader. Translate, and we're gonna multiply in the vertex shader, right? Cool. Now we're gonna come here. Oh, you have to get the uniform location also. So copy, paste, and then I'm gonna call this one T. Then here I'm gonna write my translate, and then I'm gonna create a variable called let me say move, because to translate is to move our object, right? Then I'm gonna say move is equal to translate. Then I have to pass in my values, right? So let's say x is, let's move it 0.5, x 0.5, y, and then let's let z be 0, because it doesn't really change when we translate our object. The only things that change is y and x when we translate our object, right? So now we're gonna come, and then yeah, then we're gonna come here, then we're gonna get our our uniform, right? Our uniform, and then here I'm just gonna say move, and then I'm gonna change this one to T, because that's for translate. And then if I save this, our object, okay, it's not showing. What's the problem? Maybe it's the order. That's the problem. Let me see, because it's still showing us the error. Let me see. Let me check the translate matrix. Oh yeah, I see the problem. Remember that I said the translate is the same as the scale, and the scale is the same as the identity. So we have to put in the values here. So it has to be 1, and here has to be not 2, it has to be another 1, and then here it has to be 1 again. And if we save this, there we go, we translated our object. Now as you can see, it moved from being in the center to it went left, and it went up a little bit, because that's what we specified here using our move matrix. So yeah, we have successfully rotated, scaled, and translated our object. So this whole process of rotating, scaling, and translating in WebGL is called transformation. So this is what transformation looks like. whereby you rotate, scale, and translate your object at the same time. It's called transformation. So yeah, that's mostly that's mostly everything about transformation in WebGL. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.